Hello, beautiful people of Nigeria. How are you doing? I'm doing absolutely great. You know, they say that the weather has a way of affecting your mood. I think that's true because it has been sunny all day. So I am like splendiferous right now. Real quick, I have a riddle for you guys. It's an easy one, actually. Well, it depends on how, smart you are. But you guys are like really, really smart. So this shouldn't be difficult. The riddle goes, the more you take, the more you leave behind. It's a very short riddle. The more you take, the more you leave behind. The more you take, the more you leave behind. What is it? And just like in our previous news segment, I will reveal the answer at the end of the news updates. Quick, how do we gather our news? Our news is gathered very randomly, without any particular focus on any topic. It could be political, business, technological, or cultural. We just throw ourselves out there and try to find out what's happening. We gather news this way because we want to be as open to as many sources as possible and still be as balanced as possible. We read the stories directly from our sources so that their points of view are not changed. Our methodology is not perfect, and if you think we can improve on this, do let us know. For the meantime, I really hope you enjoy today's episode. All right, guys, real quick, let's look at the African news updates. First off, we have that the 57th annual meetings of the African Development Bank and the 48th annual meeting of the African Development Fund. Source is Green Finance Platform. On 23rd to 27th May 2022, the African Development Bank hosted the 57th annual meetings of the African Development Bank and the 48th annual meeting of the African Development Fund. The event took place in a hybrid format with the physical presence of governors, executive directors, and bank senior management and officials at the Accra International Conference Center in Ghana. The annual meetings are the most significant annual statutory event at which the boards of governors of the bank and the African Development Fund review the group's activities. The event will also provide an opportunity to take stock of regional responses to the pandemic, how to ramp up vaccination, and the growing threat posed by climate change. From Tech Cabal, we see that Disney Plus expands to South Africa. Disney Plus is now available in South Africa. Earlier in January, the Walt Disney Company confirmed the expansion of its streaming service, Disney Plus, to 42 new countries, including 6 African countries: Egypt, Morocco, Algeria, Libya, Tunisia, and South Africa. Disney Plus South Africa's arm offers users the standard plan at 119 Rand per month, or 1.190 Rand per annum. Like Disney Plus' $8 plan in the US, the plan allows users to stream concurrently on 4 devices and access unlimited downloads across 10 devices. Up next, Instabug raises $46 million. Egyptian software company Instabug has announced a $46 million Series B raise. The investment was led by global investor Insight Partners, with participation from existing investor ASL and new investors Forge Point Capital and Endeavor. What does Instabug do? It's exactly what it sounds like. The startup provides bug reporting, app performance monitoring, crash reporting, in-app chats, and user surveys for mobile apps. Founded in 2014, Instabug had, by September 2019, reportedly reached over 25,000 companies. Around the same time, it also had 400 million reported issues and feedback, and 2 billion devices running its software development kit worldwide. The kit is used by mobile and web developers during beta testing, as well as in live production versions of their apps. This capital raise follows a commendable growth in 2021, in which Instabug reportedly reached more than 2.7 billion mobile devices, processed 110 billion mobile sessions, and 4.2 billion issues. It also experienced a significant increase in year-over-year bookings, adding enterprise leaders like DoorDash, Verizon, Porsche, and Qualtrics to its customer base. Also from Tech Cabal, South Africa's government-owned app store. The South African government has launched its app store, Digitech, to showcase homegrown applications. The purpose is to encourage public and governmental adoption of South African developed applications. The launch of the store coincided with World Telecommunication and Information Society Day. Several apps highlighted on the launch of the store perfectly reflected this year's theme, which emphasizes how technology can assist people to remain fit. Digital technologies for older individuals and healthy aging. What kind of apps are in the store? Currently, it offers apps such as Senso, a sound assistance app for deaf people, Box Fusion, an automated administrative tool, and Cattle Watch, an application that visualizes geolocation of livestock to farmers. There are 24 other applications in the App Store. Now, this is going to surprise you, but there are already plans for expansion. The founding department of Digitech, the Department of Communications and Digital Technologies, is already thinking big. Reportedly, it will announce the platform's expansion into Botswana, Namibia, Madagascar, and other countries across sub-Saharan Africa in September 2022. Up next, the African Development Bank appoints Dr. Daniel Alexander Schroth as Director of the Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency Department. We got this from the African Development Bank. The African Development Bank is pleased to announce the appointment of Dr. Daniel Alexander Schroth as Director of the Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency Department, effective from the 16th of May 2022. Prior to his appointment, Schroth, a German citizen, served as acting director. Schroth joined the bank in 2012 following several senior appointments with various international organizations, including as political and economic advisor to the European Union Special Representative for Bosnia, the economic advisor in the EU delegation to North Macedonia, Schroth joined the bank in 2012 following several senior appointments with various international organizations, including as political and economic advisor to the EU Special Representative for Bosnia and Herzegovina, economic advisor in the EU delegation to North Macedonia, energy sector coordinator for the United Nations mission in Kosovo, and for the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development Natural Resources team in London. Since joining the bank as principal energy specialist in the Energy, Environment, and Climate Change Department, Schroth has led various projects across the continent and coordinated several partnerships, including the Sustainable Energy for All Africa Hub, the Africa Climate Technology and Finance Center, the Green Mini Grid Market Development Program, and the bank's involvement in the EU Africa Infrastructure Trust Fund. Still, the African Development Bank approves $1.5 billion emergency food facility. We got this from Reuters. The African Development Bank has approved a $1.5 billion emergency food production facility for 20 million farmers on the continent to avert a looming food crisis brought on by Russia's invasion of Ukraine, it said on Friday. The funding is meant to assist Africa overcome a shortage of at least 30 million metric tons of food due to the disruption of global food supplies caused by the conflict in Europe, especially for wheat, maize, and soybeans imported from Russia and the Ukraine. The facility was designed to boost the local production of cereals and oil grains as the most effective and efficient way to build resilience across Africa's food systems, the bank said. Up next from Food Business Africa, Trade Kings eyes Zambia's lucrative milk powder market, seeks to invest 10 million US dollars in new processing plant. Trade Kings Group, Zambia's leading manufacturer of fast-moving consumer goods, has revealed plans of investing 10 million US dollars in a new milk powder spray processing plant. The plant is expected to have a processing capacity of 500,000 liters of milk per day, thereby providing a market for both dairy farmers and cooperatives, reports ZNBC. Other than supporting dairy farmers, establishment of the facility is expected to provide direct and indirect employment to more than 3,000 Zambians. This came to light when Fisheries and Livestock Minister Mazoko Chikote, Agriculture Minister Ruben Ntolo, and Commerce, Trade and Industry Minister Chipoka Mulenga visited Trade King's manufacturing plant in Lusaka. Mr. Chikote expressed the ministry's support to the company, which is in line with government's agenda of promoting value addition and empowerment of local producers. He said the government is working on policies and interventions that will protect the local milk farmers and the private sector to ensure challenges facing the dairy industry are addressed. From NIPC, the EU unveils plans to boost African LNG and hydrogen links. A European Union plan to make Europe independent from Russian fossil fuels before 2030 calls for renewed dialogue with African producers of LNG and hydrogen. As part of its approved REPower EU plan, first commissioned by the European Council 2 months ago, the EU aims to conclude a trilateral agreement with Egypt and Israel on supplying Europe with LNG. In addition, the European Commission says it wishes to restart the energy dialogue with Algeria and is considering the untapped LNG potential of West African countries, such as Nigeria, Senegal, and Angola. REPower EU plan includes immediate measures on energy savings, diversification of energy supplies, and accelerated rollout of renewable energy in a bid to end Russian gas imports while tackling the climate crisis. The European Union has already secured record levels of LNG imports from international partners since the beginning of the year. From January to April 2022, 42 BCM of LNG were delivered to the continent, representing approximately 10% of European Union gas consumption in 2020. Although most of these deliveries come from the United States, the EU's REPower EU plan looks progressively southward for alternative partners. The new strategy outlines Brussels' short-term objectives to develop new partnerships with gas producers countries, as well as enhance cooperation in the hydrogen sector. The European Union is also looking for global partners to increase the share of renewable hydrogen in its energy mix, in which African countries are said to be major actors. The REPower EU plan sets out that hydrogen partnerships in Africa will facilitate the import of 10 million tons of hydrogen by 2030, replacing approximately 18 BCM of imported Russian gas. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's about it for the African news this week. I'm going to give you the answer for the riddle, which said, the more you take, the more you leave behind. The answer to that riddle is footsteps. Because when you take more footsteps, you leave more footsteps behind. I hope you guys enjoyed the news segment this week. I'm Emediong Udoh, and I will see you beautiful people next week.